Is this a little long overdue?
Well, yes.
It's a little love letter to my eldest daughters. I feel like over the years, I've learned a lot of things. I've also unlearned a lot of things. One of the most important lessons that I am going to be a continuous student of life in is going to be how to navigate this human experience as the eldest daughter who is choosing to do what I can to keep a connection and a relationship with my blood family. It can be really difficult for a lot of us when we have multiple different either intersecting identities, beliefs, et cetera, that may contradict with the ways that our loved ones have been socialized. And, even makes it hard to have basic conversations, find a baseline of where we can understand each other, or even like just a fundamental baseline of like, you see me as the person I am for my likes, my interests, my desires, my yearnings outside of what you project onto me and what I should be. That being said, again, I say I'm somebody who's making the choice to stay connected with my family because I've had my periods where I've gone no contact. And there may be a period where that happens again, and I'm okay with that. But I know the complexities of our relationship. And over the years, I've learned a little bit into the complexities of just what's happened in the relationships of my family to make them relate with people in the way that they do. And I just see them as human now. I think once upon a time I saw them as like these superhumans that meant the world to me, and they still mean the world to me, but I've stopped putting them on a pedestal and on a pillar, and I've learned to see that inner child in them that also just wants to be loved. So I'm choosing to let our inner children learn to see if we can love each other or if we're just gonna have to be playing on different playgrounds, and that's okay. So I'm gonna just share three things that I've learned over the years that have really helped me stay grounded and centered and just kept me aligned in what my reality is, what my truth is outside of what my family may want from me, what people around me may expect from me, like who am I at my core. The first one is, and this is something that one of my mentors told me in undergrad, and it stuck with me. And if I could get it tatted on my body, I would. My mentor said, make sure that when you say yes, you are not saying no to yourself. And I had to repeat this, and I still had to repeat this to myself 5,000 times. And I catch myself sometimes not even like abiding by this said little like fundamental rule, but it is when you say yes, make sure that you are not saying no to yourself. As an eldest daughter, people pleasing ends up becoming one of those tools that we end up adopting, whether it's conscious or subconscious, to keep us safe. So I definitely am somebody who, over the years, I'd like to say I'm a recovering people pleaser, and that again, it's going to be a lifetime journey of unlearning these things. But I've learned that a lot of times I feel the need to say yes, and a lot of yeses have come from a place of obligation versus from a place of like, I do want to do this actually. And now I step back and I ask myself, like, do I want to do this? And if in me saying yes, like, does this impede me from doing something that I want to do? And if it does, then I don't do it, and that's okay. And there are some things obviously we're responsible for. We're humans who are in community with other people. We have responsibilities that we need to show up for. It's not an excuse. But there are moments where we just cannot, and that's okay. And the people around us have to get it. Which leads me to the second point, which is that while family is so important and I love my family to death, also too, chosen family and the relationships outside of our family also matter so much. And when we come from immigrant families, Catholic families, whatever it may be, there is this sense of obligation that you have to be with your family all the time, and that like your purpose in life is not only to be by the side of your family for everything, but also be in the search of creating a family and sticking by your family for the rest of your life. And I've just learned, again, over the years, as a queer person in specific, who grew up in a family that was extremely religious and who did not have any outwardly queer people. And I say outwardly because I look at some of my relatives, I'm like, Mama, be who you are. Anyway, I'm like one of the first outwardly queer people, and with that, it brought a lot of pain. And I've just learned over the years that I love my family, but also like I love the people around me who are not my blood people and who make a conscious choice on a daily basis to love me. And that looks very different for the different people in my life, but I never leave a moment with them not feeling loved. There's never a doubt in my heart, oh, these people love me, not for the person that they want me to perform as, but they love me for me. So, yes, love your family, your blood family. If you're blessed with an amazing blood family, I love that for you. But you know what? Also, love your chosen family. Give your chosen family some flowers and try to remove this hierarchy if you can from your life of like family is here, chosen family is here, and friends are here. And like learn to see they're all foundational pillars in our existence. Which leads me to number three, which is that at the end of the day, this is our existence. And I have to continuously remind myself of that constantly. I am not responsible for the decisions that my parents made for us to be in the situations that we're in, or for like just our conditions to have been in the way that they were when we were growing up. As a kid, I was obligated in many ways to co-parent, and that was just the situation in which we grew up in. But now that I am an adult, and now that I get to play the role of caregiver with myself, I get to decide, what does my human existence look like for me? And no, it does not look like taking care of adults who I've been taking care of since they were young, since they were children, just because they are my siblings or because they are my relatives, whatever it may be. That's not for me. I'm good. Double it and give it to the next person respectfully. Remember that at the end of the day, like, we can be so grateful to the sacrifices that a lot of our families have made to give us the space and the permission to live the beautiful life that we have today. But and also, you do not owe them, like, the fact that you are alive today. That was something that they either made a conscious or unconscious decision about, and now you're here. Like, you do not owe them your firstborn child because they fed you when you were growing up. That's part of the responsibilities that go with having a child, something, again, you did not ask for. So, I just think, when you're doing stuff, when you're anchoring your life, when you're trying to find what's in alignment, stop aligning it with like what's gonna like appease my family, what's gonna keep my family happy, and ask yourself, what's gonna make you happy? What, like, in the next year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, can you look back at and you did it, and you can be so happy you did it because it made you happy, not because of the validation that it may or may not like get you from your family or the people around you, but something that makes you happy. So just remember, this is your human experience. Live it for you. You only live it once. For all we know, right? Who knows what happens afterwards? But what we do know for now, for certain, is that this is your life. This is your experience. You decide what you do with that experience. We didn't have that privilege to do so as children, because children are not given rights as they should in our world. But you have that choice now. You get to be the guardian for your inner child. You get to make the decisions. What do you want for you? So, again, my eldest daughters, let me hold your hand while I say this. Firstly, I love you. I see you for all of the sacrifices, both seen and unseen, that you've done, all of the different ways that you've had to water yourself down, water your existence down to be safe and to get to the point where you are today. But let's stop living for other people and let's finally live for ourselves. I was about to go, and then I was like, hold on, no, 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 no. I know me and my girlies need a recap. So I see my new spicy girlies. You need a little recap. I got you. So, again, to recap, firstly, remember, make sure when you say yes to something or someone that you are not saying no to yourself. Secondly, remember that your chosen family, your loved ones, your relationships outside of your blood family also matter. And sometimes they matter more, and that is okay. You don't have to explain it to anybody. You know what love feels like. And if you don't know, you're learning. And number three is that this is your experience, babe. Live it for you. What do you want from this lifetime? How do you want to experience this life? Don't forget that, like, we only get one shot at life, at least from what we are aware of. Live it for you. I want that for you. And I know you want it for yourself too. So, I love you. Have a great rest of your day. May it be as beautiful as you. And I'll be back hopefully sooner than a year. Jesus Christ. Life be lifing, y'all. Life be lifing. Bye.